Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
And now at noon, General Motors sends a letter to employees saying getting a deal done with the UAW workers is critical. We are live with where the talks stand. Plus, thieves smash a car into a store in Warren and get away with an ATM. Find out what investigators are checking this afternoon. And taking a look at 4 Live radar right now, rain is moving in, and it's likely going to impact your evening commute and your Friday night plans. So thank you for joining us for Local 4 News at noon. I'm Evrod Kasmi. Of course, we do want to get things started with a check of your Friday night and weekend forecast. Turning things over to meteorologist Miranda Rue. I saw all that rain there on the radar.
And it's the price you pay sometimes when you have a stretch of really nice weather comes to an end, and the timing could be better, certainly. But we're getting some decent rain here across portions of Jackson and now into Washtenaw County, leaving Lenawee County, but it's soaking wet down in Monroe County, and this is all shifting toward Wayne, Macomb counties into southern Ontario, too. You see, numbers are mainly in the middle 60s all over the place. Winds trying to warm us up. We had a little bit of sun. We hit 70 degrees real quickly, and now things are backing down with rain moving in. Southeast winds are going to start cranking a little bit too, and it's mainly middle and upper 60s with scattered showers through the afternoon. And the bigger picture does show that not only do we have more wet weather to the south, but a cold front that will bring some cooler numbers toward the weekend. Best advice: plan on a slow evening drive, and Evrod, bring the rain gear to the football games tonight.
All righty, Brandon, thank you. We are now in day 26 of the UAW General Motors strike, and just a few hours ago, GM sent a letter to all of its hourly and salaried employees saying that it is critical that a deal gets done. Local 4 business editor Rod Maloney joining us live now with a look at where talks stand and what's supposed to come next, Rod.
Well, what's supposed to come next is something that would resemble movement in this situation, Evrod. We're out here at the Warren Tech Center. They had a Solidarity Day event here this morning. There were a whole lot more people out here than there are now. They've done their event, but there's been a PR war ongoing for the past 18 hours or so, and we're going to show you the letter that GM sent to its employees this morning. It starts out by saying, on Monday, we presented another offer we felt achieved our mutual objectives. It would increase compensation through wages and lump sum payments, preserve industry-leading health care benefits without increasing out-of-pocket costs, enhance profit sharing, and improve the ratification bonus. For temporary workers, our offer would also create a clear path to permanent employment. We have advised the union that it's critical that we get back to producing quality vehicles for our customers. That's from Gerald Johnson, the Executive Vice President of Global Manufacturing for General Motors. Now, the UAW was not to be outdone. We'll get to that in just a second. But let's hear from a guy who used to do this for a living. His name is Dr. Arthur Schwartz, and he talks about what's going on here and what the delay may very well be.
Well, obviously, GM is frustrated with the pace of the negotiations. They're losing a lot of money, and they're not getting a lot of response from the union. They gave them an offer, a comprehensive offer on Monday. It's Friday now, and they haven't gotten a response. I would expect if my members were out on strike, I'd be responding within hours, not days.
And so he's highly critical of the way this process is going. And again, not to be outdone, the UAW just put out this flame-throwing release. Since the beginning of this negotiation, GM has not taken the issue of our more than 48,000 members seriously. In fact, at every step of the way, GM has attempted to undermine the ongoing good faith efforts the UAW has made to end this strike. So obviously they're not getting along, and obviously they're not making a lot of progress here. And we're talking 26 days now on the picket line. So we're going to be talking about that and about some of the things we've learned about this contract coming up on Local 4 News at 5. Reporting live in Warren, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
All righty, Ron, thank you for the update there. In other news this afternoon, 3 people are dead, and a man is fighting for his life after 2 overnight shootings in Detroit. We start on the east side, where 2 people were shot on Saratoga Street, right near East 7 Mile in Gratiot. That shooting left a 35-year-old man dead and a 21-year-old man in critical condition. Right now, police are working to track down the shooter. And on the west side, 2 men are dead after a shooting on Trojan Street right near Fenmore. Police saying that the suspect is a man in his late 20s driving a newer model white Dodge Charger with black trim and tinted windows. Anyone with information on either shooting is asked to call Detroit police. New this afternoon, the Michigan State Police Metro Narcotics Enforcement Team recovered over 4,500 pills during a drug bust. The pills, which included oxycodone and hydrocodone, have a street value of around $10,000. Additionally, about $6,600 in various drug paraphernalia was also seized. A 22-year-old Dearborn suspect was arrested on several felonies. A federal court rules against President Trump in a fight over financial records. The federal appeals court confirmed a lower court's ruling that Trump can't stop an accounting firm from giving his financial records to House Democrats. Trump has tried to block a subpoena for 10 years of records from an accounting firm and the Trump Organization. President Trump could still appeal the decision to the Supreme Court. Now at noon, Turkish forces are pushing deeper into northeastern Syria. The offensive setting off another mass displacement of civilians. Richard Engel has the very latest from Syria.
Tens of thousands of Syrian Kurds, at least 70,000, have already left border towns, now taking the full brunt of Turkey's military assault. The death toll, unclear. At a protest, we found Kurdish forces who until only recently were helping U.S. troops battle ISIS, urging people to stand their ground. She's saying that this invasion that has just begun by Turkey is only going to help ISIS. The Kurds are convinced this is just the opening stage of a long campaign by Turkey to destroy the Kurds' autonomous zone and repopulate it with Arab refugees in a war of ethnic cleansing. Although he denies it, the Kurds blame President Trump for giving Turkey the green light by pulling back U.S. forces right before the invasion began. Overnight at a political rally, President Trump offering to mediate.
We could hit Turkey very hard financially, or we could mediate a deal between Turkey and the Kurds. I like that. You know, let's mediate a deal.
But Turkish officials say President Trump was fully aware of its intentions from the start, saying they will continue their mission until the Kurds, who they call terrorists, have been, quote, neutralized. But what happens to these detention camps holding tens of thousands of ISIS fighters and their family members? The Kurds say as they rush to the front lines, they can't guard them, and that some ISIS fighters have likely already escaped. The Kurds say one of the detention facilities housing hundreds of ISIS family members has already been hit in this conflict. Now, camp administrators are considering moving the camp and all of its inhabitants. Richard Engel, NBC News, Northern Syria.
We are following breaking news just into the Local 4 newsroom. A man is facing arson charges in a fire that killed a mother and her young daughter. DeMarco Latham facing charges of felony murder and arson after the fire on Bray Street on Detroit's west side. Now, Latham is accused of going into his girlfriend's apartment and setting it on fire after an argument. Well, that fire spread to the above unit, killing 2 people and injuring 2 others. We'll have much more on this story a little bit later on Local 4 News First at 4. Warren police now reviewing surveillance tape after a car crashes into a business in a smash and grab. And we're now hearing that the thieves did get away with an ATM. This happened earlier this morning at Joe's General Store right in the area of Hoover and East 9 Mile. You can also look for an update a little bit later on Local 4 News at 5 o'clock. Another weekend, another round of traffic headaches on Interstate 75 and I-94. There were 2 major road closures that are happening downriver. Starting tonight at 9, I-94 is going to be reduced down to 1 lane between 275 and Telegraph. And then all lanes are going to be back open by Monday morning and your commute that day. I-75 between Eureka Road and Sibley will be shut down for about 15 minutes starting tomorrow morning in between 8 and 9 a.m. We have the full list of closures that will affect you on our website. You can go to clickondetroit.com for that. All right, we have a Help Me Hank recall that impacts pretty much anyone who drives a newer BMW. New at noon, the rear view camera glitch that could cause crashes. But first, a massive wildfire destroying homes and forcing evacuations in Southern California. Next at noon, how Mother Nature is making things especially tricky for firefighters.